Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? It is early. It is 8:08 p.m. and I am on my way to Meijer to get, what do you call it? Easy cheese. We used to call it Cheese Whiz back in the day. For PP's medicine, because it's like, I've been pilling him and it's easier for him to take it. He just like, if you put it like cheese over the pill on the counter, he'll just like eat it. So it's a lot easier to go down. And especially since he has 4 pills that he has to take. And so we ran out of it yesterday or the day before, I think the day before. So I'm gonna go and get some Cheese Whiz, plus the vet said that he could have Cheese Whiz and a few little treats, and they're out of treats as well. They have like, there's like 5 little like chicken strip treats left, so I'm gonna go and get those for them. And Alex is watching The Real Housewives of Orange County. Is that the one he's watching? Yeah, because they're in Las Vegas right now. And that's it. And he has to work really, really early tomorrow morning, and he is exhausted. He got home late, and he had a day from hell. So I was like, what are you wanting to do? And he was like, I just want to sit here and not do anything. And I was like, okay. So I am gonna vlog early, and then I'm either gonna listen to my audiobook or I am going to watch some Netflix. Yeah. And that is the plan of the day. That is the plan, Stan. So anyway, I had a really great day today. Got up and a bunch of stuff to do after I got up, and then, oh, what did I do after that? All my stuff this morning that I had to do. I went and got my coffee, which I just left my cup at home because it's empty. And I went and, what do you call it? Went and got my coffee, and then I was trying to figure out which review video I was gonna do. And so I was gonna do either Panera Bread or Taco Bell, and I did Taco Bell, and it's up on my review channel, and I had a great time doing it, and the food was really good, and it was really fun, so that was a fun review to do. I like to kind of mix them up and not just do, you know, like coffee drinks either every day. But I do like doing the coffee drinks because I like to try them, and people always ask me about them. Everybody, you know, everybody's like, oh, you tried this or you tried that. All my friends are like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Or if I'm gonna go to Starbucks, which special drink should I get? And so it's fun. Go ahead. So yeah, that was my day, and what else did I do? I'm like forgetting something major that I did today. I feel like I have been up forever. The sky, how pretty it is. I love that this sunroof goes all the way back, but it only opens halfway. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I did today. So yeah, then I came home and I made a video on my drama channel, and then I did a Peterisms video. And I was gonna do a book tag video today, but I just really, to be honest, wasn't in the mood. And that was about it. Talked to some friends, and that was about it. It was a good day. It was a really relaxing day. Then Alex and I were making plans for the next couple months when he came in tonight. About some different stuff. He was asking me, I think he's gonna go like tailgating to an IU game with his friends that he went to high school with. Like Sarah's one of them, Amy's another one, that they all like were in high school together, and then they were all friends at Indiana University when they were down there. They all lived in a house together. And well, Amy did, Sarah, Alex, and then this other girl that they're gonna go down there and stay with. They're gonna all get a hotel room and stay overnight and tailgate. And he was like, do you wanna come down there? And I was like, no, I did that. When we first got together, I've learned through time that there are some places that I just do not need to be as a sober person. Somebody is texting me, I need to check this out. And well, I'll just wait till I get to the Meijer. I'm not that far away. So one of the places I learned is the snake pit at the racetrack. So every year, the Indy 500 has the snake pit, and it's where like a big band, like back in the day, they would have bands play like Leonard Skinner and stuff, and it was like motorcycles would always hang out there and stuff like that. Now, it's it's like all DJs, it's huge DJs, and Alex loves to go to it because of that. But they don't really monitor the age of the people there. So there's like a lot of young people there. It's really, really young. It feels like you're at kind of like a college party or something. And I went one year, we had a bunch of friends that were like my age going to, and we were all like, this is crazy, I'm not doing this again. And the amount of drunkenness and stuff was just like a lot. It just was almost too much. And there were just like people passed out on the grass, and I'm like getting like mass texted all of a sudden as soon as I start vlogging. I don't have a problem being out with people when they're drinking, but when it gets to a point where it's just like, it kind of makes me sad and the behaviors are like crazy, and to see a bunch of people just like passed out in the grass and, you know, with like their phone in one hand and like a beer in the other, like that makes me sad. I don't like to see that. So I was like, after that, and you know what was really interesting about it too was, before it even happened, I really, really had like fear of missing out, and it was the first year that I had come back into the rooms of recovery. And so I came back in January, so this was May, the end of May, and by that point, I mean, obviously, you know, I didn't feel like I couldn't go, and Alex had gotten media passes, and he was like, do you want to go? And he kept on asking, he's like, because if you're not going to go, I'm going to give them to somebody else, and they're going to go with me, and whatever. And I said, I think actually, because his brother, he and his brother Fufu went like 2 years in a row, but Fufu wouldn't have been old enough to go then, because you had to be 21 to get in, but it was like, a lot of people kind of like got wristbands and got in. I don't even know how. So anyway, but Fufu wouldn't have been old enough to go. So I can't remember who Alex went. I did 1 year. So this was like the year after. And I knew what it was. I knew I had no business being there, that the drinking was crazy, and it just was like party central, blah, 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 whatever. The race, period, the Indy 500, like any of that racing is like crazy like that. Like, I don't know about, well, I guess I don't know about all racing, but there's a huge amount of like drinking at the racetrack every year. So I brought it up in a lot of meetings. I was like I want to go, like I want to like participate in this and go with my husband. I want to go, but I know I don't have any business being there. And you know, I kept on like getting the same response from my sponsor and people around me. They didn't tell me not to go. I seriously, you guys, like literally in the 7 minutes and 8 seconds that I've been texting or been recording, I just got 4 texts back to back. But I was like, they were all telling me, they were like, you know, like, why would you put yourself in a situation that you know you're not comfortable in? Like, why would you do that, right? And so it was literally like 2 days before, and Alex was like, babe, you know, like, if you don't want to go, I totally understand, you know, but I gotta ask somebody else. And I kind of like didn't want to let go of the ticket, because there was a part of me that really wanted to go, but then at the same time, like, I knew I had no business going. So I was finally like, just go, I don't want to go. And so he went, he had a great time, and you know what? And I stayed home, and I had a great time, and it was fine. Oh, somebody's asking me a dog question. They're like, is your friend's name Michelle? I'm like, no. I don't know what that is. Oh, they're thinking Melissa. I was like, are they thinking Tanya? Like, dog question? They're thinking Melissa. So anyway, I was going to go through McDonald's and get a Diet Coke, but I think I'm just going to get a Diet Coke in a bottle when I go to Meijer. I need to go into Meijer and get dog treats and walk out. I don't need to buy a bunch of crap tonight. My fund of money that I set aside for like shopping is, I have like not been spending a lot of money, and so I have like a lot of extra money. I actually took some of it out and put it into savings, which is what I usually do. I usually cut it in half. Like so if you don't know what I'm talking about, budget my money. So I set aside a certain amount of money every like week to like shop, and then like have a certain amount for the month. And if at the end of the month I haven't spent it, it goes over to the next month, right? Well, if I get to a certain point, I cut it in half, and I take that half and I put it into savings. And I just did that. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy some things. So today I wanted this Hunter bag. Is that what it's called? The Hunter boots? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those plastic boots. They have backpacks out now, and they're made with the same material, and I really, really wanted them. And my friend had one. She was showing it in her Instagram story at Target, and I really wanted one. I thought they were small, like this big, but it's actually a big backpack. And they had all these green ones, but they looked like they look like bags that you would take on like a trip, right? And the one last backpack that was like a backpack, like normal size, was like bright blue. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is the color that I want and everything. So I got it. So I was really excited about that. Okay. So that was the one thing. That was like a place that I learned. I learned over time just to go with my gut. Well, Alex, the first year that we were together, really wanted to take me to go tailgating to an IU game, Indiana University. My parents used to go tailgating. You know, everybody in Indiana goes tailgating. They all go to IU games. They all go to Colts games. I'm sure tailgating is big where you're at. If you're from another country and you've never heard of the word tailgating, I don't know, maybe you haven't. Tailgating is like, maybe I'm describing it wrong, but it's like the party before like the game, like the party before the football game. And like at IU, it's like in this like area where there's like all these lawns, and people park their cars in circles, and they like grill out, and they drink, and they play beer pong, and they do all this kind of stuff, right? Well, the first year, I've done it twice now, okay? The first year, I always forget the second time that we went. The first year that we went, Alex really wanted me to go. And so we went down there. I went with Alex and 3 of his friends, and we were meeting up with all of these guys that he was friends with at IU, and he was down there. Because like Alex had like all these gay friends at Bloomington. They used to all hang out together, and they would all tailgate and stuff like that. And now they were like all over. So we were meeting up, and he wanted me to meet him and whatever. And I went down there, and it was an absolute shit show. It was an, I mean, unbelievable shit show. And I was literally like, what am I doing here? Like literally, I was like, I can't. I mean, and it wasn't just like the people that we were, it was like frat guys and nerdy people and adults that were 50, and everybody was just shit show drunk. Like, I mean to tell you, like, I don't know how they got in their cars and drove. I don't know, but there was a point where I felt like almost claustrophobic, like I couldn't breathe. And I told Alex, I said, I need to go. And he was like, are you ready? And I was like, babe, I need to go. Like, I need to get out of here. And that's only ever happened in the last 11 years, one other time. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So anyway, we left, and we got our friends, and we left. And I was so done with that whole experience. I was like, I don't want to ever do that again. And Alex was like, I feel really bad, because we were like playing, because like we were hanging out with these people that were like playing beer pong, and then somebody came through and crashed through the table, and it just was like, and Alex was like, it's not like this. Like, this is not typically how it is. And it just was really messy. It actually, I found out later, it was like an IU Ball State game, and I found out later that it was like they had more arrests at this tailgating than they had ever had, like in the last 10 years. The one that I go to, right? So flash forward like 2 years, Alex is like, I want to take you back tailgating, and I want you to have a really good experience. Like, I want you to see what it's really like. And so we went with some friends, like we went with 2 of his gay guy friends that had been at the previous thing. And they grilled out, you know, hot dogs and stuff like that. And, you know, there was some drinking, but it was like just, you know, a couple beers and whatever. It was real normal, but it was so boring. Like, it was boring. And then we just walked around and said hi to people. It was so boring. I was like, why do people do this? Like, I don't understand this. Like, the thing is, when there are events that are centered around drinking and you no longer drink, like, you don't really understand what the point is of it. Like, it doesn't really make sense to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you're not getting, like, blasted drunk, like, I think even, like, tailgating, if you're having just a couple beers or whatever, you know, spiced cider or something, because people love to put on, like, hoodies and big coats, and, you know, it's very much like Patagonia coat and Uggs, you know? And it's like, you know, spiced cider and beers and IPLs or whatever the IPRs or whatever those beers are called. what is it, IPL? I don't even know. But it's like, when you're not, like, when you don't drink, like, those things that are geared towards drinking, like bar crawls, I never go on a bar crawl. And I don't ever get invited anymore because my friends know I don't go. I'm just like, there's no reason to go on a bar crawl. Like, forever, every girlfriend of ours that was getting married would have, like, a bridal shower bar crawl. And I went for, like, 2 years. I would go, and, you know, sometimes I'd be, like, the sober sister driver, and I would go, and I don't do that anymore. There's no reason for it. So that was another situation. And then the worst situation that we ever had was that we went to this white party at this bar here in Indianapolis. And it was a bar on the north side of Indianapolis. And it was called Blue or something. I'm sure if I say this and people live in Indianapolis, they'll be like, I know exactly what bar you're talking about. And it was kind of a weird bar anyway. It was a nice bar, but it was kind of very much like the 35 and up crowd, if that makes sense. And so Alex was definitely like one of the younger people there. And it was very much like where like divorced guys go and they find like younger girls, or like cougars go. It was just, there was a lot of money there, and we were out of our league anyway. And so we go to this party, and like all these people are talking about an after party, and they all want us to go to this after party, right? At somebody's house out at this Geist Reservoir. And I looked at Alex and I said, I'm not really that comfortable going. And we were actually with a friend of ours, and she doesn't live here anymore. But she lives in Las Vegas, but she saved my life that night. And Alex was like, why don't you want to go? And I was like, I'm not comfortable here. He goes, okay, well, let me go say goodbye to somebody and then we'll get out of here. And I said, okay. And she was sitting next to me. And all these people were swarming us, and they were talking about this after party. And I felt like there was maybe some sketch stuff. They were talking about cocaine and things like that. But I was feeling like it was going to be even sketchier than that. I felt like there was going to be maybe some weird stuff that was going to go down. You know what I'm not going to say it on here, but you know what I mean? And this guy was like needling me, and he was like, why don't you want to go? And I said, I just don't want to go. I want to get up early tomorrow, whatever. And he was like, why don't you want to go? And I was like, I'm not comfortable going. Like, I don't drink. Like, I'm sober. Like, I'm kind of done for the night, whatever. He kept on pushing and pushing and pushing me. And I'm like looking in there, and I could not find Alex. And I'm like, where is Alex? I'm like saying this to my friend, and I will never forget. And she's kind of a badass anyway. And this guy kept on like, whatever. And he was like, literally pushing my like in my chest. He's like, come on, dude, come on, dude, come on. And she goes, you put another fucking finger on him, and she's like, it's gonna be over. And I was like, she goes, come on, we're gonna go find Alex, we're gonna get out of here. And she literally, I mean, this place was packed, and she took, I mean, I felt claustrophobic. I felt like all these people were like on me. I did not want to go. I did not want to be part of this anymore. And she literally saved me that night. Like, it was the weirdest thing, you guys. I don't even know. Like, I hadn't felt that like in a claustrophobic environment. This is like 10 years ago. I don't put myself in situations like that today. What just happened to the light? Hello? I don't put myself in situations like that today, you know, but I did back in the day. And I don't know, you know, like, but for the grace of God, I made it through. That's why, you know, like, we recommend that you don't hang out with places like that in early sobriety. I wasn't going to meetings. You know, I barely had a sponsor that I was talking to, and the only connection that I had to recovery at the time was Tanya. I don't know how I made it through all of that, but I had some good friends and a husband that protected my ass, because he really did, you know? Alex never, like, whenever I wanted to go, Alex would be like, let's go. It was never a huge issue, you know? So, you're gonna go, like, if in sobriety, it's like, you're gonna find that there are tricky places that you know what I mean? Like, that you can't go to. And you just have to be careful. And I mean, maybe you have to kind of find it out, you know? Like, I have friends of mine that have been sober 20 years and they still don't go to bars. I don't have a problem going to a bar. But, you know, like, even the basic text tells us this, but you have to have a reason for being there. Like, what's your reason for being there? So, if it's Alex's birthday or somebody's birthday, like, I'll go and I'll stay for a little while, but when I'm done, I'm done. And then I leave. I don't stay the duration. I don't stay there if I don't need to be there. I don't stay there for long periods of time. I just don't need to, and you know what? And I do not, if I wake up and I'm like, wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or I'm not really in the mood, or I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be real irritated if I go. There's sometimes that I just don't need to go. There are sometimes that I just don't need to be in a position like that or a situation. I have no problem saying no today, but what I do out of the courtesy of my friend, whoever it's for, is that I call them up and I say, because there was a time that I wouldn't go out of social anxiety and just not wanting to be part of it or whatever, that Alex would like, you know, be like, okay, Peter just doesn't feel well tonight or whatever. But what I have done over time is that I've stopped that, and now I call directly to my friend and I say, hey, listen, I'm just really not in a great space tonight to go, and, you know, like, I wish I could be there for you, but I don't think that I need to be in a bar tonight. And every one of my friends respects that today. I've never once had a friend that doesn't respect that. But I have a lot of friends. Tanya goes out and she goes dancing all the time. She loves to go line dancing, because you all know that she loves country music. There's another place that she goes and hears live bands with her friends, you know, like, most of my friends, I would say the majority of them that are sober and in sobriety, like, I think there's like this idea, like, you know, that you can't go places or do things because you're sober, right? Like, that's not the case, right? Like, the majority of the people that I know that are sober and have been for a while go to bars. They go out. They go do things. They go dancing. They go to weddings. I mean, we did not get sober to not participate in life. We got sober to learn how to have tools and skills to attend those places. But I do have friends of mine, and you always have to ask yourself, what's my motive for going, right? But I do have friends of mine that, what do you call it? Will not go into one of those places at all. And they always ask themselves, like, what's my spiritual condition today, like, to go to, you know, one of these places. But I will tell you what's interesting to me about all three incidents that I had, with the tailgating, with the snake pit, and with the party that I was at, the white party. All three happened to me when I was not going to meetings, and I had no emotional sobriety and no spiritual foundation in my life. And I look at that, and that's very scary to me, that I could have easily picked up during any of those times, you know? And that to me speaks to why I need to continue to go to meetings. Like, I think it's like a lot of people don't understand, like, that, because this is what I believe, that addiction is a disease, right? You don't have to believe that, but I do. And it's defined as that by the American Medical Association. So if I have this disease inside of me, I have to continue to take the medicine that's going to help me, you know, like, not participate, like, or not have the disease be rampant in my body and active, right? Well, to me, that's meetings, talking to my sponsor, you know, reading my text, meditating, you know, keeping, you know, spiritually, having a strong spiritual foundation, service to others, things like that, right? If I'm doing those things, then I'm doing what I need to do to keep my disease inactive. But if I don't do those things, I'm in a really scary place. Every person that I know that started using again after a year, 5 years, 10 years, I've had friends of mine go back out after 21 years, okay? They all stopped doing those things. I want my life. I fought too damn hard for my life that I have today. It's not worth some party to me, you know what I mean? It's just not. So I don't go to those things today unless I feel spiritually fit to go. And if I feel spiritually fit to go, then I go for a while, and I always let Alex know. Uber has saved our life, because listen, I'll drive us there, and then when I'm ready to go, I'll go, and if he's ready to go too, he'll come home with me. If he's not, he just Ubers it home. I mean, Uber has saved our life as far as, if you're a sober person out there with a normie, we call them normies. Most of us are married to normies, you know, that means people that don't have addiction issues. But like, all of my friends that are sober, I would say almost 99.8% of them probably are married to normies or with normies. But you know, like, and I don't necessarily love that word, but it's what people say in recovery. It doesn't mean that they aren't allowed to have fun. You know, I'm the one that has to keep myself in check, and I have to ask myself my motives for why I'm going there. Like, what's my reasoning for? It was at the end. How did I do that? I went past Meyer. I didn't even know that I had been talking that long, that I was at the 23.5 minute mark. I went past Meyer just so I could keep on talking. And now I'm like 5 minutes away from Meyer, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll keep on talking about something. I'm thirsty though. I was sitting out on the front porch while Alex was talking, or while Alex was watching The Real Housewives, and I was watching my videos back, and ankles got bit. I even lit a citronella candle, and it didn't help at all. But I will tell you what does work are those. What does work are those little bracelets that I bought from the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or whatever that are for keeping bugs away. Those really, really do work, you guys. I think I'm gonna take a long hot shower tonight too, and maybe do some facial mask or something like that. I haven't been doing that a lot lately. I haven't done a cup of coffee face mask in a while, and I always have to like get up and go do something right away. And it seems like only every couple days do I do like my nighttime routine. I need to get back into the check of doing that. Back in the check. I need to get back into doing that again because I miss doing it. I think it kind of makes, like I said this, or a long time ago, but it's like it's kind of my way to like unwind at the end of the day too. I can't believe it's still so early. It seems late because I'm not in my car vlogging unless it's late, so it feels weird to me that I'm like in my car vlogging right now. A peaceful evening. I'm having a hard time getting into our book club book this month. My friend Anna. A lot of people really, really liked it. I said that last night, but I'm really struggling getting into it. I was talking about this thing today in my Peterisms video where my dad, this was like a long time ago, you guys. This was like, I don't even know if I was with my dad or with Alex at the time. I feel like my mom was still alive. I really can't remember when it happened. I remember where I was when I was talking to him on the phone. And I remember talking about my mom, but I feel like I remember talking about my mom in terms of her being alive. But anyway, I remember the conversation. I called my dad up. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, hey. He was like, hey, Pete, what's going on? And I was like, let me tell you something. I was like, do you have a minute? He was like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, I must have gone on for like 10 minutes about something. I don't even remember what it was. And at the end of it, I said, what do you think? And he goes, what do I think? And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, I think that, I don't know if you called me because you wanted me to give you a solution to this, or you called me because you wanted me to be as pissed off and angry as you are, or something like that. And I was like, what? And he goes, well, I was having a perfectly fine day until you called me, and I think you just want me to be as revved up and riled and pissed off as you are. I was like, and I thought about it. He was right, and like it pissed me off at the time, but I was like, that's not why I'm calling you at all. And then I started laughing or something. I don't remember what happened, but I do remember that because it really started changing the way that like I would speak to people, And Tanya and I are so good with it today. It's like, she'll get in the car and she'll be like, can you just give me 10 minutes to vent? Like, I just need to vent about my day. And I'll be like, yeah, sure. And she'll just like go off and say all this stuff, right? And she'll be like, okay, your turn, And it's like, 'cause sometimes you just need somebody to vent to. But I think, like, and I said this in my Peterisms video, that like, I think it's, sometimes maybe we need to say to people, can I just vent to you? Like, I just need to get this out. Like, I'll feel better once I get it out, right? I said 5 minutes, and look, I'm not there yet, and it's been 5 minutes. I guess I misjudged time. But, I think sometimes we just need to get stuff out, and I think that's healthy, I think that's why, like, stream of consciousness journaling works. I don't love it, but I think it works. And I think, it's like great to just kind of vent and get things. I think that's why exercise is good. You know, I think it's why, you know, just like me talking to my sponsor and sometimes just being like, ah, la, 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 la. And at the end of it, she'll say, all right, well, pray on that. And she starts laughing because she knows I hate hearing that. Because I'm like, give me an action or something, but don't tell me just to pray on it. This car is like, their exhaust looks like they're gonna catch on fire or something, my God. Give me an action, give me something to do, but don't just tell me to pray on it. Sometimes she's like, but sometimes that's what you need to do, is just sit silently and pray on it. So practice that. But I don't try to call people today and just like, I typically always ask them, do you care if I like vent for a minute, or do you care if I just like, I need to talk? And people are always, friends of mine are always really cool about it, but of course they do that same thing to me. I mean, isn't that what a friendship is, you know? And they'll call me and be like, oh my God, I need to get this off my chest, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, what is it? And they'll just go off and I'll be like, oh man, that's tough, I'm sorry, you know? And sometimes you just need to be heard, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Do you ever feel like that? You just need to be heard? I think we all do. There was this pizza place in here that what is going on? I can't get into the mire? There was this pizza place over here, the road closed, it says, that was open, I swear to God, for maybe a month. I had to go all the way down here. I hope they let me in here. When you were a kid, I don't know what was making me think this, but they're paving the road, but when you were a kid and they would like do the sidewalk, did you ever like put your name in the sidewalk or whatever? Like, we did that all the time back in the day. Where do I need to go in to get in here? Given two options, I'll always pick the wrong one. That right there is the story of my life. Last time I looked for Cheese Whiz, I think I know where to find it now, but last time I looked for Cheese Whiz or Easy Cheese, I was like, do you know where the Cheese Whiz is? And she goes, the Cheese Whiz. And I said, yeah, Cheese Whiz. And I was like this. She just looked at me and I go, it's like canned cheese. And she goes, oh, Easy Cheese? I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, Easy Cheese. The last time I was looking for Easy Cheese, she literally had to walk like, do you remember, I talked about this on here, it's like I couldn't find it. Oh, he's got to turn. There's a perfect parking space right there, and this tow truck is like trying to get around. I know it's the paving truck. I'm just gonna go around here, this is stupid. But I literally walked like a million. If I could walk 500 miles, I literally walked like all through the store looking for this stupid Easy Cheese, and I finally found it. Ooh, they have carved pumpkins up there and mums and everything. All right, I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. I actually just got really tired of being in the store. I'm like, I don't know that I'm gonna vlog for a whole lot more. I think I might just go home and call it a short night. And I got dog treats. I got a Reese's Halloween pumpkin. We'll do a little mukbang here in a second. I got dog treats. I got Cheese Whiz, 2 cans of Cheese Whiz for PP. 2 different kinds of Cheese Whiz. And then I got dog treats for them, the kind they like, which are like these canine carryouts. Those are the ones the vet said she didn't care if he had those. He just couldn't have a whole lot of them. That PP is like addicted to treats. He loves treats. So, and then I got a Diet Pepsi. I went up there and I wanted a Diet Coke, and then as I got up there, I didn't see a Diet Coke. I only saw a Diet Pepsi, and I was like, well, I'll just have a Diet Pepsi. That sounds better anyway. So, I don't like Pepsi, but I do like Diet Pepsi. Cheers. Do you ever sometimes like drinking out of a bottle better? Depending on my mood, I like drinking out of bottles, I like drinking out of cans, I like drinking fountain pops, but it depends on my mood. It was kind of busy in there. I guess I'm not used to going to the mire so early. This is a lopsided pumpkin. Okay, that doesn't even look like a pumpkin. I love Reese's. I was in there and I was looking at these. I walked down the right aisle the first time, you guys. I was walking down this aisle, and it was like crackers and stuff on one side, and the other side they had like granola bars. But a lot of the granola, it was with like the Pop-Tarts. It was like the not healthy granola bars, you know what I'm talking about? Not like I'm trying to think of a brand name. I don't know why I can't think of one. That one that starts with K. But all I can think of is koozie, but it's not koozie. You know what I'm talking about? Kaffa or something like that. They had all these different kinds of granola bars that are like cereal bars. When I was growing up, my friend's mom always bought these Carnation breakfast bars, and I was addicted to them. I loved them. But anyway. This is a bad thought because, I mean, not a bad thought, but I know kids have to be healthy too. I know we're all about, you know, like kids eating healthy and stuff like that, but I picked up these granola bars that were, like, each one was like 180 calories, 9 grams of fat. They look so good. They were like peanut butter and banana. They were like Jiffy peanut butter and banana. They were like high in carbs and stuff, and I thought, man, to be a kid again and not have to worry about what you eat. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously I just ate a Reese's, so I'm not too concerned about it, but to just not even have to worry about that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna eat this, and then this Diet Pepsi tastes so good. They have all the Halloween cereals out, the Franken Blueberry and all that kind of stuff, the Captain Crunch Blueberry or whatever. And you can get stencils to carve your pumpkin with if you get it. And yeah, all that kind of stuff. Oh, Tucker also has this like sensitive spot on his like skin, like where he keeps on like biting at it, and we looked and there's like nothing there. I don't know if it's like a hot spot or what it is, but it's like, it's not here, it's like on his back, and he keeps on like biting at it. Well, it's not really on his back because he couldn't bite that, but it's like, you know, anyway, he keeps on like biting and scratching at it, and I don't know what it is. And so I don't even remember who it was. Maybe it was Tanya. I don't know who it was. Recommended to me to get some of the spray that you can get to put it on there, so I got some of that too. I don't remember seeing that in my bag when I just showed you. That wasn't in the bag when I just showed you guys that stuff. Did I leave it in the store? I'm gonna be pissed. Because I bought it. And I paid, oh no, here it is. It's like this anti-itch stuff. So I helped the little guy, because you can just tell it's stressing him out. I am so just kind of blah tonight. Do you ever feel that way? I'm just like, la 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 la. I swear I could have eaten 15 of those. That's why I can't stay on a diet, because I could eat 15 of those Reese's things. I love when some smartass comes in my comment section, and they obviously watch my vlogs, and they come in there and they go, how's your program going? How do you think my program's going? Do you watch my vlogs? Give me a break. I'm trying to get back on my program. I'm trying, okay? Maybe not very hard, but I'm trying. Did you ever see the movie I think it was Shortcuts. It was such a great movie. The soundtrack was fantastic, but Julianne Moore was in it. And her husband was like a lot older. And he was like on all these different kinds of pain medication, all these different kinds of medication. And there was this scene when she'd like go pick up his medication for him. And there was this scene when she was in the pharmacy, and like the pharmacist like questioned her like over like, he said something really evil to her, like really mean about the medication that she was picking up. And she was like, and she said it like in such a classy way. It was like such a fantastic scene. And she's like, you horrible, horrible, horrible person. Do you ever just want to say that to some people? Like, how's your program going? Oh, you horrible person, you. I don't really think that way about it. When I read comments like that, I'm like, oh, you think you're getting in, don't you? Okay, that's cute. Okay, I see you down there. Okay, keep on scrolling, keep on scrolling. I see you. Call me out for not sticking to my program. Trust me, I know. I wake up every day and know I'm not sticking to my program. I'm pissed about it. I could be 60 pounds thinner right now if I stuck to my program. I'm not stupid. It's not like I don't know these things. I can never find the one lip balm that I want, which is this one. I actually need to have them at home. Those Treat lip balms are my favorites. I need to pull some of them out and put them in my bag because I love those. I wonder where everybody's going. Did anybody take off a Friday and they're going out of town for the weekend on a road trip? When was the last time I took a road trip? It feels like it's been a long time. Well, we're going to San Diego next week, so. But that's not really a road trip. We're not driving. But I am excited about it. I can't wait. Fufu and Jesse got a dog like 2 years ago, and we've never met the dog. And I'm really, really excited about it. So when Fufu was in college, like their fraternity, so he lived in the fraternity house like his junior year, I think. Maybe it was his sophomore year, but I think it was his sophomore year he lived in the fraternity house. And then his junior, senior year, he lived in a house, like on campus with like a couple other guys, like 4 guys. And one of the guys, his senior year, got a dog, like got this puppy. And it was some like, you know, Alaskan something. It looked very much like a wolf. And Fufu became so attached to this dog. And, he really, really wanted a dog. And so I was like, when he graduated, I was like, we'll get you a dog for graduation if that's what you want. He was like, no. He was like, because I don't know where I'm going to be, and I don't know where we're going to go, and whatever. So when, I don't know if I've told this on here before, but they like went on like a 3-month road trip, he and his girlfriend. It didn't end up being 3 months. It ended up being like 2 months but it was supposed to be 3 months. They like worked for a year and they saved all their money. And then they left. And they drove from like Indianapolis, and they drove south to like, they went and visited some friends. So they like went to like Georgia, Florida, and then they cut over and they went through like New Orleans, Nolans, and then they went over that way. And then they went up into Colorado and San Francisco, and then they went down to San Diego. They went like a crazy route. But anyway, and they camped out a lot in like national parks because they love to do that kind of stuff. And they like wanted to go to all these cities and figure out where they wanted to move to. And they really thought they were going to end up in Denver. And they got to San Diego. And I think they were supposed to go from San Diego. Maybe they didn't end up going to Denver. Okay, the battery died, so I had to change the battery. I thought it was fully juiced. And I know that my new battery hardly has any juice in it because I haven't charged it. And it was the battery that I was using earlier, and then I just traded it out for the other battery because I thought it was juiced. So I don't know which one has the juice in it, but I couldn't even, this was the thing, I couldn't find a place to turn around. So I kept on driving until I found this church parking lot. Anyway, I was talking about Jesse and Fufu. It doesn't matter. They drove to San Diego, and then I think they were supposed to go to Denver, and then after that I don't think they ended up going to Denver. I think they got to San Diego and they were just like, this is where we want to be. They love the beach, all that kind of stuff. And I think they had some friends that were there from college too that they knew, and that was like part of why they wanted to stay there. They knew they wanted to be on the West Coast. They knew they wanted to be like either in like a mountain area or like on the ocean. Like they knew that, right? So, and they've been there ever since, and they love it. And they go to the beach all the time, and they absolutely love it. So I'm really excited to go out there and see them. They're gonna show us all kinds of stuff, and it'll be real fun, and yeah, all that, so. God, who is texting me now? Like, my phone is going off like crazy. Oh, I can see. It's our group text between Melissa, Jason, and Alex and I. We're trying to figure out when we're gonna go see this movie, Hustlers. So if you're that couple that ever has like a hard time figuring out where you're gonna go for dinner, are you that couple? Okay, we are sometimes too, right? So it's like where you go and you're like, okay, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? I don't care, babe. I'll go wherever you want to go. Okay, let's go to have pizza. Oh, pizza, really? I'm not really hungry for pizza. Okay, well, how about Mexican? No, not Mexican, but you pick it wherever you want to go. No, I just picked 2 places and you didn't want to go. Do you guys ever do that, Sept? Okay, we don't. We try not to fight like that anymore, right? But try to figure out 2 couples that want to go do something, and it's always like this, right? So, like, Jason, Melissa, and Alex will all want to go see Hustlers, and I'll be like, I don't really feel like Hustlers. And they'll be like, okay, well, what? I mean, I didn't say this. This time we all want to go see what is that the movie called, Hustlers? The Hustlers? The Hustler? I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're trying to figure out is when we're going to go see it. So, oh my God, it's like constant, this group text of ours. This group text of ours, I'm telling you, goes back years. So anyway, and then like, so then, you know, Jason will be like, yeah, I kind of don't really want to go see it either. Why don't we go see this? And so then they'll say, okay, we'll go see that. And then Melissa will be like, well, I'm hungry. Should we eat before or after? And then like me and Alex will say, well, we're hungry now. Or Alex and I will say, we're hungry now. So can we go eat now? And Melissa will say, well, I was kind of hoping we could wait till after. It's just like 4 people trying to figure out something is hilarious. And you know what is so crazy about it is, we usually have no, I mean, it isn't usually a problem. It usually goes real smooth. It's really nice to have another couple, you know, to like do stuff with. And I'm gonna have to catch up on this group text and pull in somewhere though. Ain't no stopping us now. Oh my God, they're texting again. I can see it. It's like lighting up literally left and right on my phone. How many texts are there, does it say? It's all Alex and Melissa. Okay, this is what is so funny about it. It's all Alex and Melissa. And then it's like, oh, we should totally go see it though, for sure, emoji, and then a back emoji, and then LOL, okay, and then oh my God, me too. Okay, it's like this, back and forth for hours. Like sometimes if they're texting and I'm like laying in bed taking a nap, I'll look and just be like, burp, 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 burp. Because like a lot of times what we'll do is we'll just text out like family dinner with a question mark. That means like us, the 4 of us, because we call it family dinner. So it'll be like family dinner, question mark. Sure, where do you want to go? We're so lame for old people, aren't we? Ain't no stopping us now. Smile. You better smile. Somebody better smile. Uniforms. I'm gonna go in there and be like, 911 uniform supply. Hi, can I help you? Yeah, I am here for uniforms. What kind of uniforms do you need? Just uniforms. Oh my God, look at all these text messages. Oh, it's not all just from them. That's a third friend of mine today that has told me that they looked and they were unsubscribed to my channel. You guys, this is no joke. I don't know what's going on, but like I literally, as soon as I say this on here, I know people are gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. You're just saying that. No, you guys, I'm literally getting like 10, 20 direct messages from people a day telling me that they are unsubscribed to my Peter Mon channel. They're like, I looked and I'm unsubscribed and I tried to resubscribe and it unsubscribed me again. I don't know what is going on, but I've lost like 2,000 subscribers in like the last 30, 60 days. And I think like the last 2 months. And at first I was just like, oh, I guess I'm losing subscribers, you know, whatever. I've done that. I've been there before. And I didn't really think anything about it. And then it was like consistent. And then people started contacting me and they were like, I noticed I was unsubscribed to your channel. Now, like since I've mentioned it in videos, I'm like getting constant people tell me that they're unsubscribed to my channel, but they can't resubscribe. This is my third friend today that has told me, friend, like in real life friend, okay, that has told me that they are unsubscribed to my channel. Oh my God, look at all these text messages between Alex and Melissa. Okay. Over it. Ain't no stopping us now. How do I know that song? I mean, I know the song, but like, is it from some, like, is that also in some movie? Is that why it's coming up in? I don't know why I get so upset about the unsubscribing thing. It's not like YouTube's gonna do anything. They're not gonna fix it. And whenever I complain about it, nobody believes me anyway. So it's like, I don't even know why I mention it. But I'm not the only one that it's happening to. I know that because other people have said things to me about it. It is what it is. I think the thing that's stupid about it is this. Is like, so if you are a YouTube creator or you make YouTube videos, they have all of these videos to watch. They have all these things they want you to do to like build your channel, right? Like they literally have classes that you should take to like, and then like once you take them, you get like a certification, like to tell you how to like build your channel, right? So they really want to help you build your channel. But then when you build your channel, something happens where you're losing subscribers on your channel. And if you complain about it, what they'll say is, oh, no. It's just, it's normal. This happens to everybody's channel. Well, everybody else is happening. This is happening to everybody else. I don't think it is happening to everybody else. So I just kind of try not to complain about it and just let it be. But if you're watching this, could you go check out and see if you're still subscribed to my Peter Mon channel and let me know? And if you're not, could you comment below here so I could at least see? Because they'll say like, could you give us some examples of people that are unsubscribed to your channel? If you are unsubscribed to my channel and you know that you were subscribed to it, could you email or just contact YouTube and say, I was unsubscribed to this person's channel and I didn't unsubscribe to them? Because then maybe they'll take somebody else seriously other than me. There's just nothing that I can do about it. I mean, they're not going to listen to me if I say anything about it. Last time that it happened, which was like 2 years ago, like I sent emails and I got template responses like literally every single time. So. I guess there's worse things in the world, right? guess there's 100 million times worse things in the world. I just, you know, and in all honesty, part of why I don't get real upset about it anymore is because I've kind of come a long way in 2 years, and like one of the things I feel is that I just feel like I'm so blessed to be able to even make videos and have a place to like post them, that people can watch them, that I don't want to complain too much about it, let alone that I get to make money off of them. Like, I don't want to complain too much about it, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I don't know, like, I don't want to be that entitled, you know, when you see, like, I don't love the word influencer, but, you know, like, that entitled influencer that's just constantly complaining. Like, I don't want to be that, right? Like, they don't ask for much in return from you to be able to post videos for free on their platform. They offer that for us, right? But at the same time, so, like, I don't want to be the one, like, complaining, like, you need to fix your, you know, service and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they could say kick rocks and get off our website then, you know? So I feel very blessed that I have a platform where I'm able to come over and post videos about what I want to talk about, you know? But at the same time, it's discouraging when I don't think I've had a positive day. Like, I don't think I've gained a subscriber on that channel. Like, last night, well, now the numbers are real skewed, just so if you go look, like, everybody, like, it took them down, because somebody commented me, and they were like, James Charles lost 40,000 subscribers. He didn't lose 40,000 subscribers. It took us all to, like, an even number. I don't know why it did that. But, like, if you look, it looks like I lost 800, and one day I didn't. But I did lose, like, 70 yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Like, my numbers kept on dropping. I was like, what did I do? I didn't even, because typically what happens is, I'll post a video, and within the first half an hour of me posting a video, I lose, like, right away, like, 30 subscribers. And I'm like, what is going on? You know, it's always right around that point. And I do think some of it is that people, like, my video comes up and they're recommended, and they're like, why am I still subscribed to him? I don't want to be subscribed to him anymore, and they unsubscribe. But, I mean, it can't happen, like, that rampantly, you know what I mean? When people, I just don't believe it's that much that. Plus, I've been through this before. I've been through it where it happens, and then just boom, out of the blue, it just stops. And I go from red to green literally overnight. Like, I don't understand it. This is also where I love when people, like, accuse me of, like, buying subscribers. If I was gonna buy subscribers, I would have bought subscribers in the last 2 months that I was losing subscribers. I've always said that whatever number is on there, I wanted to know exactly what it was for me. Like, that's what I, you know, would never do that. I don't understand all that fakery of stuff like that, why it's necessary. I mean, I know people do it. I understand that people do it, and I believe that people do it, and I've seen evidence that people have done it. But I don't know. I mean, if you're, like, here's the thing that I don't understand. Unless you're trying to make it look like you have more of a following for other people, but, like, you're sitting there and you still know, like, oh, well, so many were bought, or, right, you know what I mean? Like, so, for me, I was doing it for me. So why would you do that? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but a lot of things in the world don't make sense to me, so I try not to get real bent out of shape about it anymore. It's just sad because I think, like, so many people are really focused on building their channels and building their audiences, and I'm not gonna bullshit, so am I, right? Because the more audience you have, the more people that are watching your videos, well, that means more people, or the more people that are subscribed to it means the more people that are watching your videos. Well, if people are being unsubscribed to your channel unknowingly that chose to watch your videos, they're not seeing your videos come up, right? It's discouraging. But it's not going to stop me from making videos. I'm going to continue to post videos. But I do think it's crap when other people are like, I never subscribed to this person's channel and I never subscribed to this person's channel, but I looked and all of a sudden I'm subscribed. But then people are getting unsubscribed to my channel and they aren't even aware of it. I'm like, this crap. Sometimes to fight against the grain, though, is like, you know, what are you going to do about it, right? They're a lot bigger entity than I am. I'm just one small person out here. It really does put it in perspective, though, for you. Like, that each person is not, like, each number is not a person, or each number is not a number, each number is an actual person. Like, it really does put it in perspective for you when it's like you get a message from somebody and they're like, I love your videos and I watch all your 5 videos and I didn't know why you weren't posting on your drama channel because I've been watching your other channels and I went and looked and you posted videos the last 3 days, but I was unsubscribed to your channel, right? And then you realize, and I've really never lost sight of this, but you realize that that number is a person. It represents one person, you know, which is why, like, I'm real free with my subscribe button. Like, if I watch somebody's video and I like them, I subscribe to them, you know, like, I don't, and I know there are a lot of people that like, well, I don't want my, you know, subscription feed, like, you know, full of people that I don't watch. I don't really care about all that. Personally, it's just my issue. It doesn't really bother me. So I subscribe to a lot of people. But I very, very rarely go in and unsubscribe to somebody. I don't know. This house they built over here is absolutely gorgeous. It's huge, though. I thought at first it was like, what do you call it? Like the main house at a country club, you know, or something like that. But it's not. It's gorgeous. It took them like a year to build because I've driven by here all the time. This is the Baumeister. Fox Hollow Farms is right down here. Should I go drive by it at dark at night? No, I'm not going to. Don't make me. I don't want to. Don't make me. I don't want to. I'm scared. Oh. I still get questions about that Fox Hollow Farms all the time. God. Who would think that one thing that I talked about in my videos would be like something that people, I mean, that and the census lady are like 2 things that I get asked about on a regular basis. Isn't that so funny? That whole Fox Hollow Farms thing is very, very creepy to me. I think there's so much more to that story that we don't know. But I talked about that on here not too long ago, so I'm not going to talk about it on here again. All right, well, I'm going to turn around and head on home. And I'm going to end my vlog early tonight. And get it up and get it ready for tomorrow. And then I'm going to relax tonight. I hope you guys are doing the same. Oh, when you're watching this, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So I hope you are having an amazing Friday, an amazing beginning to your weekend, whatever you are doing. Hope you have exciting plans for this weekend. Don't forget, life is not a dress rehearsal. Make some fun plans for this weekend, even if it's binge watching a show on Netflix, or taking a walk in your neighborhood, or doing that project that you said you were always going to do, or starting the book that you were going to write, or whatever, you know? Do something fun this weekend. Try something different, some kind of food. I don't know, something fun. Go to my reviews and pick out some food or drink over there that you haven't had and say, I'm going to try this. But make sure it's one that I like. Don't make, oh, the quesarita, the veggie quesarita from Taco Bell. Okay, that, you got to try that. So good. And so yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, an amazing beginning to your weekend. Unless you have other plans, but like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of it. Enjoy your day and your weekend. Life is not a dress rehearsal. You're exchanging a day of your life for today, and or whenever you're watching this, which is your today. Your today may not be my today. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And look at yourself in the mirror every single day and tell yourself, I love you. You are valuable. You are important. Tell yourself good things about yourself, and be compassionate and kind to your own heart and your own soul. But most importantly, you know what I'm going to say, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how important they are to you as well. And how important they are to you as well. Yeah, make sure that you let them know that. And I don't know, that you just call somebody up, send them a note. This battery just started dying too. I guess I have 2 dead batteries on my hand, so it's probably a good thing I finished this vlog. But, you know, just let somebody know how important they are to you. Maybe it's your neighbor, you know. Say, hey, how are you? It's good seeing you. Just as small as that. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having... Oh, I already said all that, didn't I? I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. Love ya, love ya, love ya. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, I did it again. I slept straight through the night. It is currently 6:08 a.m. on Saturday, and this is Friday's vlog. But I feel really rested, so the reason why it's a problem is not so much that I'm getting up at 6 a.m. and filming my vlog, which I'm sure is strange to a lot of people, but it's not strange to me. Actually, I saw my neighbor yesterday, my new neighbor that moved in. She was like, "You have kind of crazy hours," and I said, "Yeah," and she knew that I like make videos for YouTube, and I was explaining to her what I do, and I said, you know, sometimes I like to go to sleep with Alex, and so like I'll go to sleep with Alex, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh my god, I forgot, you know, I still have to go vlog, and so I'll go outside and I'll vlog and whatever. And she was like, that's so much fun that you get to do that. And I was like, yeah, I love it, you know. So anyway, it wouldn't really be a problem today because I would go back home and maybe go back to sleep for a couple hours, although I'm weirdly like awake. And I think the reason is because I literally got 7+ hours of sleep. I slept straight through the night. I mean, I was out. I remember like Alex and he like put his hand across my chest, and we were like talking about today or Saturday, and I turned like, and I was like, good night babe, love you, and I like turned over and I was out. Like I don't remember anything after that. And he was on his phone when I told him good night. So it is cold in Indianapolis. It is 30 degrees. Oh, but the reason why like it usually wouldn't matter, but today it does, is because today is Carlitos' birthday party, which is at 2 p.m. and I'm meeting Alex there because he has like work stuff he has to do today. And then I got some water before I left. I was so thirsty for water. You know, and of course I want to make videos and stuff, so we've got to figure out a time to do that because we're apparently going to his birthday party at 2 o'clock. I'm sure that will probably go 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we're supposed to go back over to Carlos and Liliana's for like to hang out and do like birthday cake or something over there. So it'll end up being this very long deal. Well, I also have my audiobook that I have to listen to. And so my plan had been to really drive around tonight, Saturday night, and listen to like 4 hours of it. That had been my plan, to listen to 4 hours on Saturday night and 4 hours on Friday night, sorry, and 4 hours on Saturday night, and then have the whole thing done. I know there are some people that are like so confused right now, like what day it is and whatever, watching this. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's like Janis Joplin said, it's all the same effing day, man. But you know, like, I was gonna listen to 4 hours on Friday night. I was gonna get my vlog done early, and then, because that's why I laid down at like 10:30 and something like that, and I was gonna lay down from 10:30 to like 11:30, I think is when I set my alarm, and then get up, and I was gonna vlog from like 11:30 to 12:30, and then I was going to listen to my audiobook till like 4:30 in the morning. And then tonight, I was gonna listen to like another 4 hours throughout the day, and then I'd have the book done. Well, now I've screwed myself because it is the day before the live stream. We may have to move the live stream. I just don't know how I'm possibly gonna get this book done in 24 hours. I don't know, I need to talk to Mel about it today. I mean, it's not like it's a huge ordeal. There's only like 30 people that come to the live stream, which is great, you know. I mean, I've never in a million years thought I'd ever have a book club that had that, you know, 30 to 50 people that attend. Here's my coffee lip balm. There's like 2,000 people that are active, like, well, 2,000 people in the book club. And of course, not everybody reads the book every month, but there's quite a few people that read the book that just don't come to the live stream. I would do the live streams on YouTube since I figured that out. But last time we guested a bunch of people. That water tastes so good. But last time we guested a bunch of people. And I want to be able to do that again, and you cannot do that on YouTube Live anymore. Plus, I can kind of like moderate what's going on a little bit easier. The fact that it's smaller, I don't know, keeps it just a little bit nicer. So, because it doesn't go so fast, you know. So that's supposed to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. I'm gonna have to talk to her today and see what we're gonna do. I don't want to go into it just not having finished the book. I like the book. I just don't know that there's any way that I can possibly get it done. That means I have to listen to 9 hours in 24 hours. I just don't know that there's any possible way that I can get that done. So anyway, but I had kind of planned that on Saturday I wasn't sure that I was going to make videos anyway because of Carlitos' birthday party, and I just kind of wanted to be with family and stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just take the day. But on Friday, because I was so busy, I had like all this sobriety stuff to do on Friday. I was like, I had like this commitment in the early evening, and then I was had to meet with a friend of mine in the afternoon. I was like, well, maybe, but I ended up making videos on Friday. So, okay, what did I do? I got up, and like I said, this vlog, did I say this already? This vlog is not going to be super long. It just can't be, you guys, today, because I have too many things. I'm on my way currently, well, I'm in the direction of, whenever I finish vlogging, I'll probably go in there and do it. I'm in the direction of going to get Carlitos' birthday present. Alex already got him something. He got him a bunch of Spider-Man stuff. Apparently when he was at Target. So Alex got off work yesterday and he went over and picked up Sarah, and then they went to Target and he bought Carlitos' birthday present. He was gonna get it from both of us, but I was like, no, I want to get him something too. So when he was there, he FaceTimed Carlitos and like was showing him stuff, and I was like, well, that makes it real exciting for the kids. So he got him like the Spider-Man stuff. He really wants a remote control car, so I think I'm gonna get him a remote control car is what I'm gonna do. People are up and early at Denny's this morning. So yeah, that's the direction I'm going in. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So this is gonna have to be a short vlog today. I got up on Friday and I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh, like I got up and I took the dogs out, gave PP his medication, and then I had to like leave and get out of the house because I had to go meet up with my friend. And so I went and met up with my friend for coffee. And then I had a bunch of errands to run after that. My day seemed to go so quick because I didn't leave there until like 3, and then I had to be at this recovery commitment thing at 5, and so it was like my day went super fast. I came home in between and I filmed. Did I do it afterwards or before? No, I did it afterwards. After, so like I'm just saying it was like an hour long. It's like an hour and a half long. And then I got home about 6:45 and I filmed a video for my Peter Mon channel, and then I filmed a video for my Peterisms channel, and I wanted to do a review video, but I didn't get to it. And not enough hours in the day. That's how I feel. I was thinking about this yesterday because I announced my book and my Peterisms channel so I'm going to start doing this like every month on my Peterisms channel. I'm going to read a book. There's going to be it's like kind of like a read-along, not necessarily like a book club, but like a read-along. Self-help or motivational book. And so for November, I'm reading The Four Agreements, and by Don Miguel Ruiz. I've never read it before. I heard it was fantastic. And but I was thinking about like how in my life I've had people like criticize me and be like, you're always starting things, you're always like new ideas, and you sometimes like don't like your ideas never, come to fruition, but a lot of times they do, A lot of my ideas that I've started, like a book club or like a vlog or whatever, have taken on a life of their own, or YouTube. When I started doing YouTube on BookTube, that was like when I was committed to like posting regularly. I never thought, and I never in a million years thought that it would turn into this, where it literally became my life. I just really had no idea. And that was just 3.5 years ago. So it's crazy how, much your life can change in such a short amount of time. I posted this picture yesterday on my Instagram, and I was like, can't wait to be back. It was like from Miami, and I was like, can't wait to be back in Miami, or be back in Miami next week or something. Will be our second home, hopefully very soon or something. Oh my God, I got so many people from like my personal life that called me and was like, are you moving? Did you not tell us something? Blah, 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 whatever. Like Melissa texted me and she was like, are you moving to Miami? What's going on? I was like, Melissa, we were just at your house last night. Don't you think we would have told you? And, but we have kind of been on the down low looking at houses, and, it's been very exciting. We have some areas picked. And we kind of did anyway, that we, like, areas that we were looking at. I would love to be right in South Beach, but that's just not realistic. It's just too expensive. And as much as I like that Brickell area, which is one of the areas that we looked at, I just don't know that we can afford that. Like, I just think, I just don't want to be house poor. For a second home, that we're not going to be in all the time. And it's not really in an area that you could Airbnb it. You could, but I don't know that. I don't know. And that's not really what I want to do with a place anyway. Like, if I have my own second place, like, I want to have my own second place that I can go to whenever I want. But, so anyway, yeah, I don't think I really want to say a whole lot more about that right now. But we are seriously starting to look at some places. The other thing is that we would never move completely from Indianapolis. We would go back and forth. PP had a great day today. He was weird. I don't know if maybe it's the weather and now he's used to it or what, but he woke up today, and what is this sandwich called? It says, is it called a Pilgrim? And it's like all turkey. The Pilgrim, it is. And it's like, oh, a Thanksgiving feast in every bite, and it's cranberry sauce and turkey, and at the Get Go gas station. They should sponsor my channel, the Get Go, for me sending people to go eat their Thanksgiving feast sandwich. See, that's like something that sounds good if I wasn't a vegetarian. But like turkey almost sounds worse to me though than a cheeseburger, in all honesty. PB did great today. I think he coughed like once the entire day, and he was super active, and he was running around in the backyard. I don't know if maybe he's just, now it's 34 degrees, that's so weird. Maybe he is just used to the weather. I think what happened was the night before I had felt bad for him because he just seemed so hungry, and he doesn't like that food. So I gave him like a huge plate of Boo and Tucker's food, and he literally ate it down in like 2 seconds. And I think it just made him sick. I think like he was like, his little stomach couldn't handle it, and I thought I was doing something right, you know. He just hates that food that he eats. Like, he hates it. Like, tonight we put it down, and he wouldn't eat it. And you know what was so funny was, I stood in the kitchen finally, and I was like, Pee-Pee, I was like, that food is perfectly fine. You need to eat your food, Pee-Pee. And he looked up at me, and then he started eating the food. When I stood right there, he ate it. Like, ate it. And, like, not like just nibbled around it, but like he ate it. But then he did that for like 5 minutes, and then he looked up at me and he like walked away. And like half the plate was left. I was like, damn it, baby. You know, and our vet had always said, she said, I would rather have a lean dog with a heart disease than a heavy dog with heart disease. So, you know, she's always happy with his weight, but I don't want him to get thin. Like, I don't want him, you know. And Pee-Pee's never been heavy, and he's never been super thin. So, but he's doing much better today. He was running around the backyard and chasing his brothers, and then I had to, like, he's so funny. At one point, like, Boo and Tucker came inside, and I was like, Pee-Pee. I was like, come on, Pee-Pee, let's go inside. Let's have treats. And he just, like, looked at me. And so I, like, walked inside, and I was, like, doing some other stuff, and I came back out there, because, like, he just walked around the backyard, and I go, Pee-Pee, I go, come on, we gotta have treats, let's go. And he just, like, stopped and looked at me, and then he kept on, like, sniffing the grass. So I let him keep on walking around. I went back out there like 3 or 4 minutes later. And I go, Pee-Pee, I go, you better come on. And he just stopped and looked at me, and I go, okay, I guess no treats then. And he came like running inside. It was so funny. It's so weird, you know, like Alex said to me yesterday, he said, I'm starting to worry that maybe Pee-Pee is starting to wind down. You know, that because like a lot of what we've read, I need to stay off those articles, but like, my vet always tells me that. She's like, every situation is completely different. Do not read articles about that stuff. But, you know, they'll say, oh, dogs with heart disease start to wind down, and they get real lethargic at the end, and they lose their appetite. You know, it's like, so I pick, you know, and choose symptoms that Pee-Pee has and put them all together and basically say, well, it's over, you know. And then I get real worried and real stressed out. And so Alex was like, yesterday, he was like, because Pee-Pee just didn't seem himself at all. And he was like, I think maybe he's starting to wind down. And Alex got real upset. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this. You know, I'm just not. I'm not ready for my life to change that drastically, I guess. And, I mean, we don't have any control, you know, over when pets go. I get so many, you know, comments in the comment sections from you guys. It just breaks my heart for you when you're like, oh, you know, I lost my dog today, or, and I always feel so horrible for you guys, you know. And I mean, I know it's a part of life, you know, but so anyway, I was worried I was going to wake up and he was going to be 10 times worse than he had been on Thursday, but that wasn't the case. So he was 100% better, and I was very happy about it. And he's doing good this morning, because right before I left, I took them out, and he just leaped off the bed to go outside, and I took him outside, and then I gave him his morning medicine and stuff, so. Anyway, dream. I was singing that Donna song for Alex. I was like, oh, Donna. He was like, I was like, do you know that song? He was like, no. And I'd actually downloaded it like a couple weeks ago, and so I have it like on my iPad, or what do you call it when it's in your phone? Just your iTunes? Is that what you call it? Just your iTunes? I was like, here, I'm gonna play it for you. He was not impressed, and I was standing up and I was like swaying it, and I was using it as like a microphone, and I had a girl and I was her name. But my favorite part of this song, what's my favorite part? Well, it's not till the very end. I didn't realize it till I was listening to the song. It's like the last 30 seconds. So then I was like, do you know Richie Valens? And he was like, didn't he die in a plane? And I go, is that all you know about Richie Valens? And he goes, well, what do you know? And I go, didn't you see the movie? And he goes, what movie? And then I couldn't remember what the movie was called, you guys, and I had to like look it up. And I couldn't remember it, and I looked up Richie Valens movies. Well, apparently, to my idiocy, Richie Valens was like in a ton of movies, like in the 50s or 60s or whatever, you know, like Elvis was. And so it pulled up all of those movies, and I was like, what was that? And then all of a sudden it pulled up Lou Diamond Phillips' picture, and I was like, yes, Lou Diamond Phillips, that's who it is. And it was La Bamba, and I had totally forgot that it was da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, la-la-la-la-la-la Bamba. So I said to Alex, this is truly what it is like living with me, just so you know. So for you 14 haters that dislike my video every day, this is what it would be like for you all the time. But anyway, I was like, do you know that movie? And he was like, what movie? And I was like, la 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 Bamba. I know I missed or added a few laws in there. But anyway, I hope I got one of my haters to at least smile just a little bit, because y'all are so bitter. But anyway, better! He said, of course I know that movie. I go, well, you don't know Donna. He goes, well, who's Donna? And I go, Donna was his girlfriend in the movie. He goes, he died in a plane accident. I go, I know he died in a plane accident, Alex, but he had a girlfriend, her name was Donna, and he wrote a song for her. Was she his wife or something? I can see her in the movie. Whatever happened to Lou Diamond Phillips? So Alex and I tonight, I got done with my videos. He came home. I did not start my diet today. I'm sure it's a real surprise to people, and I'm real let down over it. But anyway, I was like, well, maybe Monday. Anyway, maybe Monday in June. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it? So anyway, I got food, not healthy food either. I got Burger King. And so anyway, and sat there and ate, and he had all this chili, and we watched both episodes, the last 2 episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't watched. It's so still on the, I was at the end and didn't even know it. It's so still on the lake this morning. But we watched both episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't seen, and yeah, it was good. I might have gotten Burger King and a Crunchwrap Supreme. A black bean Crunchwrap Supreme. And my husband might have had several bowls of chili and 2 cookies from Melissa's. Look, it was Friday night. Anyway. So, yeah, so we watched American Horror Story. I'm trying to think what the episodes were. They were good. It just doesn't seem very cohesive to me this season. I'll have to say, this is one of the seasons, American Horror Story. It's called 1984 if you're not watching it. And it's basically like modeled after like 80s horror movie, of which you know I love. And like I was really excited about it when it started, and I'm not excited about it now. Like, it's okay. Like, I enjoy watching it. And I enjoy it, I enjoy having a show together that Alex and I watch. He really doesn't like the season. And, but I'm just not that excited about it. I just don't think it's that good. I find myself talking about other stuff. Like, we were sitting there, we both love Billy Lords, I think is her name. And so he was like, he said something about her tonight. And I said, I love her. I said, she's fantastic. She was in Scream Queens too. And he was like, she just came out of nowhere. And I said, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he goes, what? And I go, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he said, we have this argument every time, he forgets who she is. And he goes, from doing Scream Queens in this show, no, she's not. And I go, her mother was Carrie Fisher, and her grandma was Debbie Reynolds. I don't know why I can always never remember it's Debbie Reynolds. And I said, I think she and her brother split the inheritance or something like that. Or she and Carrie Fisher's brother split the inheritance or something like that. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I go, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia from Star Wars. He's like, I know. He was so cute tonight. Alex had all the dogs around him. But then because all the dogs, Boo and Tucker were like right together. It was so cute. But because so he sits down and then he puts a blanket over his lap. And then the dogs like all sit on the blanket around him. But then he thinks that is a reason to have me go get him things. So he was like, I have some sprees in there. But he said they were sweet tarts. He was like, I have some sweet tarts in there. Can you get those for me? And I went in there. And I was like, you mean sprees? He was like, yeah, sprees. Can you give me my sprees? I was like, yeah, sure. Then he was like, can you give me another blanket? Like, is there anything else you want me to do? Because you can't get up. He's like, I have the dogs. He kept on going, I have the dogs. Oh, man. I met a girl. Oh, that's my favorite part where it goes, oh, Jana. But that's at the very end. In case you want to know. It's like literally in the last 30 seconds. We went to a friend's house the other night that's like up the street. And we came from the other way, like down here, coming this way. And I never go down there. Like, I always turn around in this church, which is like out in the middle of nowhere anyway. If you live in Indianapolis, I'm in Oaklandon right now, which I have no reason to drive to Oaklandon, right? It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So, but it's like the backside of Geist, which is where I grew up. So if you go down here, there's like a gas station and like strip malls and stuff like that. So we came from that direction and we were going over here, and Alex goes, said something about where, he goes, oh, I know where we are now. He was like, you know, me and so-and-so used to go to lunch over here all the time because Alex used to do a bunch of work stuff over here. And I was like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden we passed this church and I was like, that's that church that I turn around in all the time. It's at 800. The street is 800. Like 800 North or something. I can't see what it says. 800 Northwest or something. And I thought it said Boo on it. I was like, oh my God, it's Boo Street. That's so hilarious. And all of the corn is gone out here. Whenever I tell Alex that, like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I vlog out here. And he'll be like, you vlog out here? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you come out all the way out here and vlog. And I'm like, yeah, where do you think I vlog? Around our neighborhood? Like 200 times or something? I just got the biggest craving for a Dr. Pepper. I don't even know why. Doesn't that sound so good though right now, a Dr. Pepper? You're probably like, no. Why would you just randomly think of that? Because I do. It sounds delicious to me. I want to get a bunch of Christmas candles and Christmas stuff. I don't know when I want to put up the Christmas decorations this year. Well, really, it's just my little tree. But I might buy some other things this year and put it up too. But I don't want the house to be too cluttered. Although the other day I said to Alex, did he bring it up or did I bring it up? Because we were talking about getting new sheets. I love that comforter. I love so much. We might need to get like another one in a different color or something, so that when we clean them, we can just put the new one on. But he said, I was thinking about getting some new sheets, and I said, do you want to get another pair of sheets? Because I really liked that brand of jersey sheets I got. And that's what I meant. And he was like, yeah, do you want to get flannel? And I go, flannel? And he was like, I haven't had flannel sheets in forever, but I like flannel looking sheets that are jersey, you know? And he was like, yeah, you know, and because I had said to him, I said to him like a month or two ago, like, could we get some flannel sheets? So I like how they look, and I think they're cute and masculine and stuff. And he was like, yeah, he was like, we can get some flannel sheets. And then the other day he like mentioned it. He was like, are we going to get the flannel sheets? And I was like, well, we can. I can't believe that, like, I don't know what just made me think of this, that like every day of my dad's life, like he's been up for like 2 hours already. Like I know if I went to my dad's house right now, like he would have like read the newspaper, had like his first 2 cups of coffee for the day, and be like completely showered and dressed for the day, even on a Saturday. My dad was never like the type that, like, when he went into work, my dad is a super sharp dresser. And when I was a kid, he went to Chicago and he got his suits from this store called Mark Shale in Chicago. And my dad always wore the coolest suits. Like, in the winter, I just remember he had the most beautiful suits, and they were like, you know, all these tweeds, and, you know, and then he would have just really pretty ties, and he always just looked like a college professor, you know, at Yale or something like that. And he wears little round rim glasses and stuff. And so anyway, my dad, my dad loves clothes, and he's just, but like those kind of clothes, you know, he's just a sharp dresser. But you know how like some people, like I can remember like when I was talking to Caroline, my cousin Caroline, about her dad, my Uncle Dave, and she would say, you know, Dad every day, no matter what, gets up and he puts on like khakis and like a button-down collared shirt, you know? Well, that is not my dad. That is not my dad. My dad is very much, like he gets up every day and takes a shower. He like gets up, reads the paper. My dad reads like every day, like the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, every single day. And drinks his coffee, and then probably reads some other book. My dad's always reading some obscure book about something that you would never, he goes to the bookstore and he buys like, he only reads nonfiction, and he buys like, you know, 5 or 10 books on topics that you have never heard of before about things. He just reads everything random. So when we go and see him, he's always telling us about, you know, something completely random about like, this religious organization, you know, in this island that nobody's ever heard of. Not religious organization, but religious group or whatever, you know, or it'll be about a certain way to like, you know, make tea, or some animal that's extinct or something. He's always reading about all these like just really random things. But anyway, but like on the weekends, my dad would get up, you know, and he would, showered and ready, but he would always just like in the summer, you know, put on like shorts and a t-shirt. My dad always, so this idea of me collecting t-shirts wherever I go, my dad did it. And it wasn't so much like a thing that he collected. I wouldn't say that he collected them. He just always bought t-shirts wherever he went. So like, you know, my entire childhood was filled with my dad. My dad has worn Patagonia since I can remember. And he always would wear these like grayish or khaki Patagonia shorts that were kind of like mid-thigh, but they were like sailor shorts, because, you know, my dad always was on a boat, and because he had his own sailboat, and then he just was always on sailboats. He did like a lot of like medical missionary work on sailboats and stuff like that. So then he would have a t-shirt on top of it that would say like Honduras, or, you know, St. Thomas or something. You know, he had all these t-shirts, mostly from like the Caribbean, that he would wear, and that he would get grabbed in the airport or whatever, or some bar that, you know, like restaurant, like in these places. My dad was like such a cool guy. He, and you know, he was single for a long time too, and he really enjoyed, I think, being single. And I mean, he enjoys being with my stepmom, but I think the time that he was single, he enjoyed it, because he, every winter, it would scare my mom to death. This was after they were separated, but he would go to Banff, Alberta, Canada. I think that's correct. And he would hike in the Canadian Rockies by himself. I have several t-shirts from when I was a kid that said Banff on them, and he did too. But he would hike there when he was a kid, or when I was a kid, by himself. He would go up there for like 2 or 3 weeks. He actually dated this girl for a while that he met up there, and she was from Australia. She was from New Zealand, and she was like one of the editors on the movie The Man from Snowy River. But anyway, she was like a world traveler. That was before like people just had like a backpack and traveled, I remember. He was so excited. She came to like visit. She stayed for like an extended period of time, and we like watched that movie, which I don't think I ever really understood. But anyway, and at the very end, her name was in the credits. But my dad, that was when he did a lot of traveling like that. That's when he did like a lot of the medical work, like in Honduras and places like that. My mom would be like, I can't believe that he's taking all these risks. That was when he went to the US Open. So, okay. My dad, so I come from a big tennis family. Like, my family loves tennis. So my dad went to the US Open one year, but he wanted to get like courtside. So he made up these, he bought a huge, my dad loves cameras, he always has. And so he had just bought this brand new Nikon camera, I think it was. And he had this like huge, what do you call it? Like neck thing. It was like this big, you know? And it was like one of these, it was like, this is in the 70s. This was like 78, right? And it was like, it looked like a camera strap, but that was like woven, like hippie woven, you know what I mean? It was very artsy and colorful. And he like grew a beard out so that he looked like just some like random photographer that was like, you know, and then he had these like jean cutoff shorts on, and like he has pictures of himself at his house, like, okay, and like these huge tube socks pulled up, and then he had on like just some t-shirt that said like St. Thomas or something on it, and he went with this huge camera, and he literally, I mean, this is back in the day, like today you couldn't do it probably, you know, but he made this like some, I can't, like Sports Illustrated or something like that. He made a press pass and laminated it. He laminated it and everything, and he went there and got courtside, and literally got pictures of these guys courtside, and at the US Open in New York City, and has pictures of him like, you know, down on one like, you know, knee like this, like taking pictures and stuff that people took of him. That's so funny that my dad did that. My dad is somebody that is like totally unafraid. Like he is unafraid, and really, and we talk a lot about this word unbothered. Like he is really unbothered. Like, It's funny how it has changed for him though over time. Like when I was younger, you know, like he would get really incensed is not really the word, but like, you know, if you told him something, he would get kind of heated about it. Not really heated, but like, okay, this isn't okay, and blah, blah, blah. He just isn't like that today. Like, if you tell him something, you know, he's just like, he just kind of laughs, you know, he's like, okay, you know, like, he just doesn't give things any time or energy that he doesn't care about. If that makes sense. Like, he loves his dog, he loves my stepmom, he loves me, he loves Alex, he loves the house, he loves being on the water, he loves his work. Other than that, he loves to read, he loves to travel. Other than that, he doesn't pay it a whole lot of attention. He just doesn't, you know? My jaw is hurting, I don't know why. Boo Radley is always the last dog to wake up, usually. Well, Pee-Pee has been the last couple days, but Boo Radley usually is. And Tucker's always the first one to wake up. But tonight, Boo Radley, I had to wake him up to take him outside. And Boo Radley was crying while he was dreaming. He was like, you know, running in his sleep. And he was like, Well, it was so cute. What do you think dogs dream of? Do you think they just dream of like running outside or chasing birds or eating snacks? Or when you think about the fact that like our dogs or cats or pets or whatever, they know us, and they kind of recognize probably some people on the street or friends that, or family that we have that come by, and that's the limitation of their world, you know? Although, like, as much as dogs seem to understand, I really think they understand a lot more than we give them credit for. I also think that dogs watch TV. I don't think they understand it, but I think they actually can see images. Like, I was reading something and it said a long time ago, and it said that dogs can't see like the images that are on a TV. And then I read something recently. Is that a new strip mall? What is that? What is that? Oh, I've got to go see what this is. Is this a Tide Cleaners drive-through? What is that? I want to go there. I might have to try that for my review channel. But, then I read something recently and it said that dogs do know what is, this is like a brand new thing. It's kind of back here, kind of hard to get to though. That they do know, like when they're watching TV, what they're seeing. Which is funny because like our dogs watch TV. Boo Radley has no clue what's on that TV. But Pee-Pee kind of watches it and he kind of goes like this and watches it, you know? Tide Cleaners. I don't get it. Drive-through entrance. Do you think it's like you drop your clothes off? It's gotta be. I'm gonna look it up because I wanna know. I wanna know if she really loves me. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Dry cleaning and laundry. Wash and fold. Tide Cleaners planning to open 5 indie area franchises. Why can't I get to the article? I don't want to leave a comment. It says you must be logged in to leave a comment. I don't care to be I don't care. I just want to read the article. What's the problem? Tide Cleaners provides personalized washing, folding, dry, cleaning, and alterations. The future of laundry care, brought to you by America's #1 trusted brand. What are people going back to all of that? Like, oh, there's a little dog park in there. How cute is that by that apartment complex? But I will tell you what's funny is, it seems like it was so long ago that we didn't have a washer and dryer. Do you remember that period of time that we didn't have a washer and dryer? And we had to go to the laundromat, which I quite frankly loved going to the laundromat. Nowadays, it seems like, well, I don't right now, because our washer and dryer is so fast that, like, I put a load of wash in, and then I get it done, and then that's it. But it seems like I do a load of wash, like, every single day. I do something. Whether it's towels and linens. I need to do towels. We have so many towels, though. We don't have so many towels to clean. We have so many towels, period. So, like, we clean them, and then we put them, you know, away. And then we have more towels that we bring out, because we always buy towels. It seems like whenever there's like a sale, like on nice towels, like, well, Alex is good about that, about buying towels. I usually buy like the bedding, and he buys towels. So yeah. But I used to like always, like, once we got the washer and dryer, I would always have something in the washer or the dryer, and, you know, be like running it. I don't so much. I wonder if that place is open, that Rise place. It's interesting to me that a lot of these like brunch places are not open at 5 till 7 on Saturday morning. I'm really kind of surprised by that. I think Patachou's open by now. It's at the end and I didn't know it. I said this was going to be short, and look, it ended up being long. I'm awake now. I don't think that I'm going to be able to go back to bed, which is fine, because then I can just make my videos for the day that I want to make and stuff. But, part of the problem is I don't know what I'm going to make my videos about just yet. Well, I could drive around and listen to my audiobook. God knows I need to do that, so. What is with all this crazy construction? Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here now and just make this a little bit shorter, and I'll try to vlog longer tomorrow, you guys. Oh my God, this huge detour. What does it say? I'm gonna go this way, because I don't know how to go that way around. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, and listen to, I guess, my audiobook. I wanna get a Dr. Pepper. And I've gotta go, oh, I've gotta buy Carlitos' birthday present. I still have to go do that. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the Meijer and do that. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Enjoy your day, make the most of it. Do something today. Are you kidding me? This road is closed too. I feel like I'm stuck in a Twilight Zone. Anyway, do something today, road closed to through traffic. Do something today that that you're gonna look back on and be proud of, or happy that you did. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And make sure that you look in yourself in the mirror. Back up. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say to yourself, I love you, you are valuable, you are important. Important. and you allow yourself to know your own self-value and your own self-worth. You gotta start telling ourselves that on a daily basis. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know that they are important to you. Live your life with compassion, love, and kindness. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!